boom! DC just posted a new Superman trailer. The first shot, Lex Luthor stepping out of his private plane, looks stunning, right? But then the next shot, Jesus. I mean, seriously? This is Superman? Look at his face, eyes, hair, nothing looks real. It's like an AI-generated Superman made from Mid-Journey. People have been roasting this scene for 5 days straight, and finally, James Gunn steps in to address the situation. And what does he say?
No CGI was used. This is his actual face.
And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? Bro, this shot is flatter than my ex's butt. Okay, so if there's really no CGI, then David Krenswet needs to work on his expressions. Man looks like he's staring at absolutely nothing. No anger, no excitement, just the same awkward stare I give my dad when a random romantic scene comes on TV. So, today, I'm gonna fix this flying scene using the most
violent, the most diabolical, the most dangerous, a beast slayer, a conqueror.
Capcut. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Capcut? Seriously? But hold on, you'll be surprised by the end of this video. Step 1. Before any serious operation, professionals first identify the issues. And with our kooky pooky Superman, here are the problems. 1. His face, no expression at all. 2. His eyes, no emotions. Feels dead inside. 3. Background depth. Feels completely fake. 4. Motion blur, needs improvement. 5. Snowstorm effect, lacks realism. 6. Lighting, looks flat, zero shadows or highlights. 7. Overall perspective, feels off. Now, before we jump into fixing it, let me make one thing clear. This is just my personal take on the scene. You might have a different opinion, and that's totally fine. So, let's enjoy this video. Before fixing this scene, let's look at how a flight scene should actually look. And for reference, I'm picking my all-time favorite Man of Steel's first flight scene. And before you start yelling, this isn't me blindly defending Snyder. I love superhero films in general, and I appreciate great filmmaking, no matter who directs it. So, why is Man of Steel's flight scene the most practical one ever? 1. Camera work and perspective. The cinematic ratio and perspective in Man of Steel is perfect. The movie used Panavision C-series anamorphic lenses, which create a look similar to how the human eye perceives depth. Not sure, but I feel like James Gunn didn't use 35mm for the shot, which might be why his Superman feels off. I could be wrong, though. 2. Lighting and color grading. Look at Man of Steel's flight scene. How beautifully balanced it is. Light and shadows change on Superman's face. It's subtle, but adds so much realism. Meanwhile, in Gunn's version, it's just flat. No dynamic lighting, no depth. 3rd, motion blur and camera movement. Ever noticed how Superman's face is never completely sharp in Man of Steel's flight scene? There's always a bit of motion blur and camera shake, which makes it feel like he's moving at insane speeds. Because if you're showing a guy who's almost as fast as Flash, you should either make the background move super fast while keeping the subject in controlled slow motion, or make it look super fast and break it into different shots, wide shots, close-ups, and dynamic mid-range shots. 4. Facial expressions. Henry Cavill's Superman looks confident. You can see the excitement in his eyes. Now imagine if this wasn't his first flight. Maybe he was rushing to save someone? His expression would have changed. That's how actors make scenes engaging. And I'm not sure what David Cornswet was going for here, but bro looks completely blank. Now that we've identified what's missing, let's fix it. But first, we need the right assets. All right, let's start by importing the main clip into Capcut and trimming out the part we're gonna fix. First thing, let's make this look more cinematic. I'm adjusting the aspect ratio and adding an effect available in Capcut called wide angle. I'm tweaking the lens proportions, and yeah, this looks much better already. I'm adjusting things like jawline and forehead proportions, lip structure, subtle facial refinements. Basically, trying to make him look less AI-generated and more human. And some exposure adjustments. I don't want it to be too contrasty or too vibrant. Just keeping it subtle but detailed. Just look at this weird lighting effect in this frame. I have no idea why the original editors added this, but it looks off. We'll overshadow this with a quick overexposed sunlight effect just for 0.2 seconds. This should help blend the lighting smoothly and make it feel more natural. Next up, my favorite part. Adding a subtle motion blur effect, keeping the intensity minimal, just enough to make it feel more dynamic. Then I'm adding Capcut's shaky effect, because a little bit of camera shake makes fast motion shots feel more real. One more motion blur layer for extra dramatic impact. Now adding radial blur to create a sense of speed. And for the final overlay touches, adding snowstorm effects in both the foreground and background, cutting the background properly for better depth. Last overlay sun flares, and boom, we're done. Here's the final version. What do you guys think? Did I fix it, or did I actually ruin it even more? Let me know in the comments. I know it's not perfect, but hey, it's just an experiment, and it was fun trying something new.